Hi, thank you so much for joining me on the mat again. So today we're going into the second of the niyamas. This is called Santosha, which is a Sanskrit word that means contentment or being at peace. So if you are content, it's easy to be content when things are going your way. It's not as easy to be content when things don't go your way. And I used to say this phrase that, I might have preferences, but I'm okay with not getting my preferences. And that would maybe confuse a friend. And I would say, basically, I'm okay when things aren't okay. I'm okay with things not going my way. So when you can let go, as we talked about in other videos, finding contentment regardless of what the life circumstances are, or what does it look like on the mat? Maybe you have your favorite pose. Maybe you have poses that you don't like. And, to keep from rushing through the ones you don't like and really overbearingly embracing the ones that you do like, finding a nice flow in your practice. And that's an allegory for this flow that we have in life. So when you can come back to contentment on the mat, it's reminding you that you can find contentment in a situation that's happening outside of the yoga studio. So what does it look like being okay with something that's not okay? So to be honest with you, I really don't like the position down dog. So what would that look like for me? And you can pick a position that this would illustrate for you. So I'll invite you to join me in my least favorite yoga position, down dog. Before I became a teacher, before I went through my teacher training, I used to hear, this is a rest position. And I would say, no, I don't think so. And before I went to teacher training, I didn't know what it looked like to be content in when things didn't go my way. And I would always painfully not even accept, but just endure down dog. So I've got to the point where I can come into my down dog position and I settle my mind into just being present. So we're going to come into our down dog position. And what helps me to allow this to be okay is by pedaling out my feet, or walking the dog, as I've heard said, bending one knee, stretching out the other. So the reason I don't like down dog so much is because, I lack that upper body strength that a lot of people have. But that's okay. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. So the reason I really like walking out the dog in this position is it gives me something to refocus on and not how tired my shoulders are, without thinking about how tired my arms are or the discomfort that's feeling in my upper back. I have found contentment in this position. And perhaps even going into that mantra that we talked about before, or a different mantra, focusing on my breath. I find contentment in a position that originally I really didn't like. I have come to a place where I enjoy the sensation that I used to think of as pain. So we can settle back down on our knees, coming into a tabletop position. I'm going to invite you to kind of come back into our yogi squat, or not yogi squat, but coming back up on our heels and shaking out our shoulders, shaking out our arms. Inhale, bringing our arms up overhead. Exhale, just allowing them to float slowly down towards the mat. And this is another position that I really didn't like because it kind of hurt my legs and my knees, and I've come to the place to where I can't say it's my favorite, but I have come to be okay with it. I'm not as bendy and stretchy as your Instagram models, Insta yogis are, and they can be bendy and stretchy if that serves them, but I'm not. In my yoga practice, I try to find peace and contentment in a position that I used to think of as painful. So I'm in this position, I'm not judging the sensation, I'm just allowing it to be. And then when I come out of the position, I will do something that will also serve me. In this case, really stretching out my feet and my toes into a modified tabletop position here. Maybe I'll come to a seated position and just kind of massage the back of my legs. I do some silly things in yoga sometimes, and I used to worry about what it looked like to other people. I don't really worry about that so much anymore. Sometimes I do, but I've also accepted where I'm at. I'm a work in progress, and I have found contentment and peace in knowing that I'm always improving, even if I'm not perfect. It's a journey, not just a destination. Thank you for joining me.